At KAFTAN Television, we have all it takes to be on top in broadcasting.
Our mission is simple: to project Africa in a truthful yet positive manner.
We share with you on this program to get to look at the economy the way it is in our land this day, and how things are being done to make our economy better. Thank you so much for being here again. I am Okechukwu Onubogu. And of course, I have a guest today, but of course, I'll get to let you know about the guest after the first segment that we'll have. But I want to assure you that the time you spend with me on the program this day will not be a wasted time. It will not be wasted. So do be part of it, watch, and take notes, because there are reasons for you to take notes and things that will help make life better for you as my dear viewer. Welcome again. Now, we will get to talk about the things we have. But may I just inform you that this guest I have is someone that is a vocational instructor. So she teaches how to do some of these things, instructs people on how to produce certain things that people need in their homes and around their vicinity. So you can sit back and get to hear. I would make her maybe teach us one or so on the program this day. But let's just go on, first of all, with the stock exchange and with the other bits of news that we have. Oh, well, we have in the stock market the three top active traders, Veritascap, Owando, and UBA. Veritascap has come with something so big, so much bigger, almost double of what you find Owando and UBA together. But that's it, because the increase in the quantity shows a lot more, because it will help to lift the quality of the stocks that will be traded for the day. Well, as of now, this is what it is. But then, of course, you know that this is what we had up till over the weekend, that today, that is Monday, the beginning of the week, you'll get to find fresh ones. So we say keep it up, Veritascap, and we'll continue. Owando and UBA or so. We'll just move on and get to find out about the top gainers and the losers and all. We have ABC Transport as the topmost of the gainers, and that is 0.07 and 10% gain. Eterna also has 10% gain, and they have 1.80. That is talking about Naira there. Then Jagger has 10 Naira gain, and is still 10% on their product. While we have the UCAP at 1 Naira 45 kobo, and we have 10% gain as well. So the gains for the top gainers is just 10% on their original products. That's what they have made. It's a uniform gain for these four top gainers: 10%, 10%, and 10% all through. But I must tell you that 10% for someone that has 7 kobo increase and 10% for someone that has 10 Naira increase, it's a huge increase. But as it is just mentioned, it goes a long way, because there could be thousands and thousands of them, but then each is this 10%. Well, let's see the ones that are the top losers now, or top decliners, as you may call it. The Union, Dickson has lost, and UPL, Custodian, Omatek, and Mansard. The percentage again is not so much, but then the loss is a loss. And then we know that these situations could be altered at the end of the day's stock So we'll look forward to seeing what it will be like at the end of this day. And by the time we'll meet again on this program, we'll see how much increase, how much gain, or how far loss they have also had. And we hope they will rise as we go on. That's for the top decliners in the stock exchange. The oil business is still there the way it is, and I hope that we'll be able to share a bit of it. But if not, we can just go ahead and, okay, the WTI crude is 77 naira 42 kobo. Sorry, $77 this time for, because it's dollar per barrel. So then Brent crude has $80, while Moban crude has $78, and gasoline is on its own, as it has been for a while now. And the percentage again, 0.70, 0.53, 0.57, and 0.71. That is 0.0 point. There is an improvement in the oil market, as we have seen. And, well, as part of the fact that OPEC is saying that there is still need for upping of the games of all these, I hope that in no distant time we'll start seeing the one that will concern us more, as it will get brighter and shine as we go on. The higher our oil increases, the better the economy of the land. Thank you so much. We will now get to share the things that we have in our news beats this day on the program. And we are beginning with the central bank. The Central Bank of Nigeria has said that the results of its policy measures are becoming evident, with net foreign exchange flows rising to $25.4 billion between January and June, marking a 55% increase year over year. A statement from the Apex Bank added that this growth has been fueled by a rise in capital importation, which reached $6 billion in June 2024, and record inflows from diaspora remittances through formal channels. We'll also look at another topic, another point there, and that's looking at what was mentioned by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, and what they have said. This association, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, has asked the Central Bank of Nigeria to resolve the unsettled $2.4 billion forex forward claims by manufacturers in the country. Mr. Shegu Ajayi Kadir, the Director General of MAN, urged in a statement last week in Lagos that addressing the outstanding foreign exchange obligations would reduce their impact on the manufacturing sector. He explained that the Apex Bank attributed its inability to honor the contracts to an ongoing investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that is EFCC, into certain foreign exchange transactions. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria Director General noted that many businesses had borrowed money from banks as working capital to open clean lines of credit based on forward contracts allocation by the CBN. He pointed out that the $2.4 billion in forward contracts from a backing of $7 billion had sparked a severe crisis for both the manufacturing sector and the Nigerian economy. We will also look at the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Company right now. There is news coming from NDIC, and NDIC yesterday announced the payment of depositors with balances exceeding 5 million naira following the revocation of Heritage Bank's banking license by the Central Bank of Nigeria on the 3rd of June 2024. The NDIC, appointed as the liquidator, has begun the process of payment with remaining balances to be paid as liquidation dividends upon the realization of the bank's assets. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the Director, Communication and Public Affairs, Bashir Nuhu, yesterday in Abuja. And on the 3rd of June 2024, the Central Bank revoked the banking license of Heritage Bank, PLC, due to persistent financial instability and regulatory breaches. And so this does not mean that that is where it will end. It's just that we are getting a brief of it here. But the other point is that those whose deposits are less than that will still get their monies. It's just that it will take some time to get them all paid because some assets need to be sold, finances realized, added to the one that is available, and so the disbursement will continue. So everyone that has anything, any money in that account, in that bank, should not bother, because it is not lost. You will still get it back. That's one sure thing. And so that's it anyway. That's the way we'll just let it be with the news bits today on the economy today. Thank you for watching and being part of that. Now, we would get on to talking about the topic we have for the day. And the topic we have for the day is small-scale businesses and the economy. Small-scale businesses and the economy. And so we want to find out if there's any hope of survival, any hope for survival. And so when it is this topic that I have to deal with this day, I had to go all out to look for people that are specialists who are involved in this, that will talk with us. And so I got one of them, and that one of them is Dr. Mrs. Priboye Dickson. She is here in the studio with me. I want to say welcome, ma.
Thank you, sir.
To KAFTAN TV.
Thank you so much,
sir.
Thank you for having me, sir.
All right. Dr. Priboye Dickson happens to be someone that is a vocational instructor, and she is also an educationist and vocational skills instructor, and an educationist. Yeah. And so for someone that is watching, they will want to know what are the vocational skill, what is vocational skill instruction? So I guess I'll have to return it to you. Help me tell them.
All right. Thank you for having me, sir.
Thanks, you're welcome.
I'm glad to be at the KAFTAN TV today. Vocational skills, as we do, you know, I have two companies that I run. Priboye International School is a school of its own. But for most of our vocational skills, we do it under the second company, which is POMIM Global Services. Yes. So we have POMIM Skills Academy under the POMIM Global Services. So that POMIM Skills Academy, we teach vocational skills. You know, we don't just believe in reading and writing or speaking grammar. We believe in learning a lot. Because of the economy we are facing in Nigeria. So when you come to Priboye International School and you learn in English and maths,
and other things,
you have to come to POMIM Skills Academy too, to learn vocational skills to help in this economy we are. So we teach beverage production. We teach a lot of things like fascinator. We also teach t-shirt production, sportswear, different. We teach them how to design their t-shirts with their logo or your name as you want it. We ensure before you get out of secondary school, you have a lot of skills to help yourself. So those are the things we do in my my company as an educationist?
Yes. Yes, you know, you just said as an educationist, because I know that you are an educationist. And the vocational skill instruction is also another form of education.
Yes.
Though it's not just the basic formal education of coming to learn, as you just said, English and maths and all that in school. Someone else will still come and do that. It must not be that the fellow will be in that school to do that.
Exactly.
To come from outside,
exactly.
come and learn for a period of 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, as the case may be.
Yes.
And then after that, the fellow gets to be able to start doing manufacturing, really.
Yes.
Small-scale manufacturing. Because that's why our discussion today is small-scale businesses and the economy. Now, looking at the economy, thank you so much for coming here. I'm glad.
Thank you, sir.
It's not been easy, but I'm glad you have been able to make it today.
Thank you, sir.
Looking at the economy and the way it is today with us, I mean, excuse me, they're talking about a worldwide affair. It's not only in Nigeria, but then as it affects Nigeria, if you look back at the way things have been and the training of these skills and all that, what it has helped you to do in the lives of people, and the encouragement that people have got through what you do. That I'm talking about maybe some years back, 5, 6, 7 years, 10, or as the case may be, and then even from when you started doing this, then look at it the way it is today. You know, these things you train people on, you get the raw materials and all those things, you do all that before they now practice and get it out done. How easy is it for you to do these things today, comparing the way it was in the past, looking at the economy?
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I remember, I think this term that just passed last month, July, we talked about, I noticed the challenges, even for parents to even pay school fees. It's not been easy. A lot of parents kept calling and expressing, themselves, the challenges they've been going through. But some parents that you see that will even clear school fees even before resumption. They kept complaining. So I had to call for a meeting, and I discussed with the parents. The first meeting we had was with educationists. We did a Zoom meeting, and we kept talking. So it's like every school had the same complaint of challenges from parents. So we now started thinking of, okay, what's the solution? What do we do? Instead of giving parents bills like before, let's see how we can also help them, because I believe in every child is your child. Every child is my child. That's what I say. So what these parents are going through, I should also take it as my responsibility to see how I can help them, not because the children are not mine, you know. So we thought of, okay, let's break down some things. Some practicals, sometimes we do 2 or 3 practicals in a term to train these children, to give them skills that will help them, both in the engineering sector, every other angle. So we decided to cut down the vocational skills that we will learn for the term, in order not to stress parents to raise funds. Then also we cut down the bills for the end of term party. We strategized how to do all that. Then also one thing that I did that really encouraged parents in my own area is I told the parents, just get a little funds, come, I have some materials I have at home. I can use it to add with a little fund you will bring to teach your children beverage production, so that when they go home, you know, children love drinking tea. Yes. So instead of going to buy expensive Milo,
yes, and
the market,
others that mentioned their names.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we decided to use the midterm break, the 1 week midterm we gave them. We ensure we follow up the parents to see how they can do those beverages that I have taught them in school. Go and do those beverages at home, so that you can help you and your siblings to cut costs for your parents to go and be buying beverage outside.
Outside for them to take.
Yes, for them to take. We did that. Then also, for most of the students that said their t-shirt, their sportswear, they need to change their sportswears, I said, okay. I also brought up, I said, come with a plain t-shirt. Just bring a plain t-shirt. I'll teach you how to design our school name on the t-shirt, so that even outside your secondary school, when you finish secondary school, you can be doing it as business and be supplying other schools. So we did a lot.
It's not only just when they finish secondary school, they could start doing it like this holiday period.
Yes.
And you will be
making money.
That's surprise at what they may come back with at the end of the holiday.
Honestly.
They come in with good money to say, Auntie, Mommy, these are the things we did during the holidays. And see how God blessed us.
Do you know that sorry to cut you, sir.
Yes, yes.
You know that there was one student that I taught. I've even forgotten, most of the parents, I forgot their names. So I got, my phone was ringing. I said, Mommy Christabel. Which of the Mommy Christabel? She called me and was thanking me that her daughter told her what I told her. So I started asking my children at home. I said, who is Mommy Christabel that is thanking me? What did I do for her? So it was my daughter that was now reminding me, Mommy, she is that small girl that you taught the t-shirt production. I said, oh, is that why the woman is calling me to thank me? The parents are so excited about it. They are so happy that their children are learning all this at this tender age.
Yes. Okay. Going back to the first one, you see, producing beverages.
Yes.
Beverages are the things that children take most at home. At least I know that almost after their normal meals, they'll say, Mommy, I want tea.
Yes, exactly.
And it has to be provided.
Yes.
So with the production of this, from you teaching them how to get this done, they themselves will manufacture it themselves, and that will give them so much joy.
Yes.
That when they'll be taking it, that they're taking their own products this time.
To add to that, sir, one thing I do in all this I am producing, I do it in such a way that even let me use that word, the poorest person will be able to afford it.
Yes.
I ensure I teach you how to either use charcoal pot or you use stove. So that if you say you don't have gas, you cannot afford gas, or you cannot afford the production machine or whatever, you can use the little available local pots to produce it, so that nobody will say, then even the t-shirt production I taught them, there is a stick that you can use to design your mesh at home, just normal wood that you have at home. You can use it. I will teach you how to use it and design your mesh. Then there's another pattern of t-shirt production that I will teach you. Your normal pressing iron, where you iron your normal shirts. That's how I can teach you, so that you can use that. This economy we need to learn how to strategize to ensure we help people. And one source of income is no longer what it used to be. So if you're a salary earner, don't just depend on your monthly salary. Ensure you do all these little things to add to other incomes. Daily incomes that you can be getting. So that's the reason why I use every available things at home to teach them, so that it will be easy. Yes.
Difficult to get to have them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
In fact, I didn't inform you earlier. I would have asked you to bring some of those
things. I just thought of it now,
so that people can see this. So that tells you that you are.
But I can get you some videos or pictures.
Okay.
Of while I'm doing them.
Okay, and that will tell you that you just have to come back again to this program.
No problem. No problem, sir.
This is just the first time we're having you on.
No problem, sir.
In fact, we will do that, and it will help us, because people at home, because in this program, The Economy Today, we try the best we can to make it be what everybody can benefit from.
Yes.
So that after watching the program, someone will say, oh, I'm glad I watched this program. I want to watch again. So I want to say that we'll have you again, so that we'll also talk about some of these products and how they are done and how to get them. As much as you can explain.
To add to that,
there are some that are kept.
Okay.
Yes.
We do that in like 2 churches, Church of God Mission. We've done trainings in 2 of their campuses.
Okay.
The one in Asokora and the one in Is it Suleja?
It's okay, just go.
Yeah, yeah. We
you also go about doing the training
to schools, yes, to schools and churches, communities,
other organizations that may need you to come and do the training.
Like even last year, some political groups.
Yes.
They came to my school that they want to use the venue for their political meetings. I said, okay, no problem. They came, and so when they now saw me doing, you know, this Morning Fresh.
Yes.
This liquid soap.
Yeah, liquid
Morning
soap.
Fresh is very transparent than other usual. So there is a way I produce that too. We just use normal salt that they use in cooking food. So when they came and they saw me doing that, teaching people, so they decided to use that as a training ground for their party members. Yes. So they started advertising it, telling their party members to come and learn skills, like an avenue to campaign for the elections. All that was done last year.
Okay, that's good. So we talk about that, in actual fact, that like people who are members of the National Assembly and state assemblies can as well get their people to learn this, be part of their own contribution to the well-being of their people in their constituencies.
Exactly.
I think it's a wise one. That's a great one that you have done.
Churches, schools, political groups,
and all that. Well, we'll still talk more because there are some other things we're going to discuss with her. But I'll just take a break right now and return. Just in a minute, we'll be back.
Thank you, sir.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful...
Yes, in the beginning. It's supposed to be a beautiful world, and that's what it was supposed to be, and that is what we are making effort to see here, that we make the world around us a beautiful world. Thank you for still being there. And I still have my guest, that is Dr. Mrs. Priboye Dickson, who is an educationist as well as a vocational skills instructor. Good to have you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I also know that there is something else that you do.
I do a lot of things.
Yes, you do a lot of things, really. I know you have the trading arm of your companies.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a bit about that, because why I want to say that is that there are things we need to also share from there.
All right, sir. Yeah, like I said before now, I said one source of income is not what you use to balance in this economy. So we do a lot of trading, like seafood. Yes, I'm from Niger Delta. I'm from Bayelsa, to be precise.
Okay.
So I go to my community and I get, you know, snails right from the bush.
Yes.
Get snails right from the bush. Big snails, get them live. And I also go into the Bayelsa River, we get perenkles, and we remove them from the shell. Okay,
that's the one, the meat inside it.
Yes, the meat inside the perencle, the already removed one.
Yeah, because one that pains me somehow is that sometimes I'll get to eat food, I see that it is there with the bag.
With the bag, you will now be doing
it pains me. So no. I'll just decide not to touch it. I'll just leave everything.
No, I don't bring it that way. Because I prefer seeing the meat inside the perencle shell. Yes. So even the snails, once I bring them, all my customers know that I help them to break it, wash it, and package it neatly before I dispatch to them. Yes. So I do snail, selling of snail, selling of perenco, then selling of fish from the Bayelsa River. Once they place order, I bring the samples of the fish, they place order, and I get all those things, both the fish and the prawn, fresh and dry prawn.
You see why I'm talking about this is that we are talking about need for survival, hope for survival.
Yes.
In a small scale business economy, you know, we say small scale businesses and the economy, hope for survival. You see, now you have given us 3 different ways we can look at surviving in this economy. There are many people who hail from such areas as you do, and who may still be roaming the streets looking for what to do. And this small scale thing can help such people get to stand. Okay. There are other people who hail from other areas that may not have the seafoods as you have, but they have other things. But sometimes they will look down on such things. And so they are being encouraged through this program today and through you that those things you look at, those things you overlook, those things, as some people will say, those things you say they don't matter, may eventually are supposed to be matters arising that will help lift somebody. But you see that in most cases, they let it be and forget about the huge, they lose out of the huge benefit that accrues from such businesses. Please, you have advice for them?
My advice for such people is this. Like myself, as an educationist, I teach in school, but at the same time, I ensure I do all these businesses to balance the economy. So everyone should think of how to balance your 12 hours for the day. Now you have 12 hours for the day. You target it by the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, when you know that, okay, you're not at work. Use it to strategize. Okay, this little income that I have now, 20,000 naira can get you even dried prawn. When you get 2-3 custard bucket of dried prawn, I measure it 1,000 in small leather, and I take it to shops where they sell foodstuffs. I tell the women, okay, this prawn, I sell it 1,000 per portion to other people that want to buy. But you as a store owner, I can give it to you for 900 so that you sell it and make 100 naira each from it. I strategize to ensure, you know, when I calculate my transport and everything, then I tell myself, okay, 1 custard bucket of prawn, this is the amount I bought it. This is the little I can put. Now, little income is coming from prawn. Little income is coming from perenco. Yes. Little is coming from the snail. Yes. Then I add it to my the vocational skills, both my teaching work. Yes. At the end of the month, I know how much that is coming. To your purse. So, different source of income is what we can use to help ourselves run this race in this economy, instead of just depending on it. So that's what I will encourage everyone out there. Don't just sit down and say, now, do you know how I started? I kept advertising it and I kept praying for God to help my customers to trust me. I know it's not easy to trust people, but I had a client that called me and transferred, Dr. Ngozi knows of that too, transferred over 300 to my account to order for snail. I told him, I said, see, you can trust me. This is what we'll do. I gave him the time. He brought someone that knows me so that he'll be able to trust that his money is not going. Yes. And he was surprised in 3-4 days. I quickly delivered it. And that's how he kept, instead of ordering for only snail, he now ordered for both dried prawn and other ones. Oh, in 3-4 days? Yes, in 3-4 days. There is swiftness in the delivery services. Exactly. Okay. The moment you pay, that very moment I call, and work starts immediately. Okay. So if you must survive in this economy, you must be smart, you must be up and doing, no moments to relax. You get your strategies and all that. Okay. So, well, thank you so much. You can see for yourself, dear viewer, that what we have tried to achieve is to expose the fact that small-scale businesses can still survive under this economy. Yes. That small-scale businesses can still thrive, even not minding the difficulties around us. Yeah. But that with all these problems, we can still continue with the small-scale businesses. And that reminds me, you see, some time ago we were talking here and we referred to other countries apart from Nigeria. And we made reference to China, because that in China today there are many small-scale businesses in China where all they do is just produce these things in little forms, they are all
licensed by the government on the land, and so they are proud producers. They produce and bring out to the market, and people buy. So, but the problem again is in our country today, we need to go through so many things, because I have really before now seen some others who are manufacturers of these products. Some of them you have mentioned, but I have asked some of them, why can't you bring this thing out for everybody? I say, I don't want to. They will soon come and catch me and say that I'm doing illegal business. It's quite a pity that such a thing is happening in our land. Considering this situation now and this condition, and looking at what they are doing in China, don't you think it's high time the government of the land started opening up for people to do these things, or provided those things are regulated? I mean, licensed the people that are doing it, so that they will do what is right, the way it ought to be done. And so these fellows and what they have been doing has made it very easy for them, that all over the place you find their products that even now in China they export some of these products from. I remember the song that some young boys many years ago sang, and they said, "Don't blame the youths." And that "Don't Blame the Youths," it's a reggae group. I can't remember their name in particular right now, but they are musical youth. That's what they are called. And they said, "Don't blame the youths." What I remember there is that the last part of their song, they said, "We used to do it in a musical workshop. We used to do it in a musical workshop." What are they saying? That they are producing all these musical instruments. They do it in their musical workshop. And they, I mean, hit one beat and the other and get great hits that will make a lot of money. So they do it in their musical workshop. So can we, here in our country, be doing things in the little spaces that we have, as far as we have been encouraged by the government of the land, so that it will, the things we do will excel? It brings me to think about your people. The ones that get to have, what do you call it now? Fuel. Crude oil that they need to, what do you call it now? Refine. They need to refine. But they are doing it, and they are told that they are doing crude refining, refining it in a crude manner. And as a result, what they are doing is not accepted. Sometimes their products are impounded and destroyed, utilized by other people that they themselves will not get anything from. Thank God that sometime in the past, I remember former Vice President, the professor, the immediate past Vice President of Nigeria. He said, Osibajo. Yes, Professor Osibajo, thank you. He talked about the modular refineries. We need to let us have such things
yes, encourage them.
Yes, let there be many modular refineries. So, I mean, all we have to do is make sure that they're doing the right thing. Encourage them to do it the way they're doing it. So if we stop being illegal.
There are requirements. Put those things
in order for them.
And let them meet the requirements and just encourage them.
Yes, because that way they'll be able to come out and make even this economy we're talking about get better. But when we keep seeing on TV every day the things that they have done, the things that were taken from them, seized from them, and some of the time set ablaze, and there is environmental degradation and so on and so forth as a result of that. What they should have been encouraged to operate with, and so take it to the market and make good money for both themselves and then to help reduce the cost of these fuel and all that in the country today. This is the time for us to have modular refineries. Yes, I hear even the current government has given some people licenses, but we're yet to see them. Let them start coming up, because all these things put together will lift the economy. Chinese economy is among the best in the world today. I mean, if you talk about the 3 best economies, you will not forget to mention China, you will not forget to mention America, before any other country you want to mention. But it is because of all these things. I remember that sometime in the past in Nigeria, when Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was the minister, that Nigeria was the highest as far as production is concerned, because of the things that these young men use their hand to do with the handset and things like that, technology. What is happening in our country today? We need all these things to encourage. These are all small-scale businesses that need to be encouraged. And when we start with all these small-scale businesses, the economy starts gradually rising and getting better?
Okay, I remember something.
Yes.
When you're talking about encouraging small-scale businesses, I remember there was a time I have a daughter of 13 that is, how do I describe her? She's so talented that she can see something that is broken or that is looking not too good again.
Yes.
She will just think of how to refine that thing to turn it to something that when you see it, you will not believe that it was that thing that you saw a few minutes ago that she has changed to be. So
something great.
She's that creative. So they called for skills, you know, children of a particular age for skills training. There was one company that called for it. So I said, okay, she knows how to do so many things. I told her, okay, let's go. If they ask you to produce things, then we can show them the things you have produced and you can do it in front of them. You know that she went with the t-shirt, she did the t-shirt production, she plugged the iron and brought out her materials and did the t-shirt production in front of them. Now, this transparency thing that we're talking about, we were surprised that at the end of the day, the company said, okay, they took her details, they were so happy, asked her everything, she explained all to them. But why I'm bringing this is, at the end of the day, we now discovered that you will now have to start paying for them to, as in we will have to pay for them to advertise her skills and all that. I said no.
So why did you invite them?
Why did you? You understand?
To come.
Honestly. So I was like, I thought that you wanted to empower these little ones.
Yes, that's the right thing.
To help their skills. Instead of telling me to now come and bring money for you to push my daughter's skills for people to, I said no, that's not. Then I also have another young man in my school that even 2 weeks ago I called the father because they said they traveled for Salah. So the father now promised me, he's a Muslim. The father now told me that it's after the Salah that they will be back. I said, see, even if you don't have money to pay this boy's school fees, I will not let him out of my school. Do you know that this boy of 14 years produces perfume?
See, at that age.
I'm telling you, when the boy came with perfume and said, this is this thing, take, I brought this for you. I said, Usman, what's this? He said, it's perfume. I said, who did it? He said, I did it by myself. How? When I smelled this thing, I was like, wow. Usman, you produced this thing? He said, yes. He now started telling me the chemicals he used. If this boy makes earring and necklace for you, you'll be shocked. I was like, what? You're a man and you're doing a lot of...
More than women.
I'm telling you. So anytime I don't see him in school, like I will just be calling the father. The father will laugh and said I shouldn't worry that Usman traveled to the village. That will be coming back and say, please, bring my Usman for me. I don't want to let that young guy out of my sight. If I have way, I will empower him to make sure these little things that he's doing. This young man will use fruits, pineapple, orange and all that and design like airplane that wants to fly. He does a lot.
Wow.
I will send you pictures of things that boy does.
We need to see all those things. It's
yes,
important.
I'll send you. He does a lot in my school.
Yes. It's also an encouragement from what you have just said, like the company that asks students to come and do things and afterwards they want you to start paying for them to do what they ought to do in the first place. You see, they would want to use people's money to promote
their company.
So they themselves will be the ones that will take the glory. It's not right. And so for you watching out there and you have such a dream, it's good to empower others. You can bring in what you have and with people like her, we can get programs organized and encourage people, energize people, empower them to continue in this economy so that people will not just go on to wallow in abject poverty when there is reason to rejoice. And I've
had free training sessions with my parents even. The parents of my school, yes.
Even the children now.
No, the parents. I have training sessions with the parents so that when I teach them things, they can go and add it to their business in their stores.
So as to be able to even pay school fees.
Yes, exactly.
That's good. That's a wise decision. That's a wise plan and program.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you so much. We are still discussing it, small-scale businesses and the economy, hope for survival. So if I ask you the question, is there hope for survival?
There is. There is. Sure, there is hope for survival when we think of like the strategies I've given.
Please
yes,
for us.
The strategies that I've used that has helped me so far.
Yeah.
Number one, I always say let's just keep thinking positive.
Yes.
Because it will definitely get better. Don't get discouraged. It's our country. We just keep pushing and think of more ways to strategize. Not just to say our government is not doing this. Why is government not doing this? Fine. Why we keep praying that God will see us through in this
land of ours.
In this land of ours. Let's also think of. I didn't know that last year and this year I will strategize in so much different means of businesses that I'm doing right now.
You see?
But when you see that things are not going the way you expect, you think of another way immediately. So the way of survival is to think of other sources of income. Think of don't go and be looking at a business of 10 billion that you start with. And, someone told me, what can I do with 300,000? How can you talk of giving me 300,000 to start business? I say, see, even with 50,000 naira, I can start something
beautiful.
Yes, even with 50,000 naira, I can start. The thing is consistency. Don't get discouraged. I've done, like when I started this snail business first, I lost. If you see me, I ordered for snail and the person brought rubbish. I was like, God, where do I start from? How do I sell this? But I said, no, there is still time to keep pushing. I sold that one and got even less than my capital. But I didn't get discouraged. I picked up from there. I kept pushing. So consistency and strategizing on way forward. If you don't know, ask questions.
Yes.
Ask people. Don't feel you know it all. Why will I go and ask this person? Why will I know? I kept asking people that have done it before. Before I knew it, someone ordered from Texas. So when the person ordered from Texas, I don't have dehydrator to dry the snail before I send it to Texas. I remember immediately I have a friend in Port Harcourt. So I called her. I said, please, I have an order from Texas. So she told me what to do, and I and this lady put her together, and that's how we sent the thing to Texas. So consistency is the key.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you so much. You have had a guest today talk. She has shown what she is, a vocational skills instructor, an educationist, and a businesswoman.
Thank you.
That's what I would say. And we are grateful that you came to the economy today to discuss these things that have to do with the business. Whatever that can help our economy get better, that's what we want to talk about on this program.
Yes,
and we believe that people that have listened will not regret being here today and watching. I know you didn't tell us all because of the fact that, how do I say it, I segmented this program.
Yeah.
I know that some other time we'll be able to open up some others so that we also talk about them.
Yes, sir.
And even here, I hope that this organization will also start planning on how to make better use of these your skills so that we'll reach out to the world better than as we have done today.
All right, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mrs. Priboye Dickson, for coming.
Thank you,
I hope that you will come again, as I've said.
Yeah.
We believe that you will come.
Yes,
but before we conclude, I want to also say that when we go the way of that modular refinery production, it will help to reduce the cost of the fuel or petrol in the country today. Whatever we can do, since the first mistake of lifting the cost has happened already, let's think of the things that we can do to help sustain it and make it okay for everybody. I think going the modular refinery way would help a whole lot, apart from what Dangote industry is doing and some others that will still come up. We encourage our people, wherever we are, to do things. There are people that know in their place they have a lot of plantain. Very soon we'll start talking about the sale of this plantain and all that, so some people are already doing. Think of the next thing to do to make your plantain not to go to waste. Think of the next thing to do. I know that if I open up that side, that vista, she will not conclude the talk today. That's why I said I have segmented it so that some other time she comes, we will go into this.
When you said that, I just remember what different things to do with plantain. Exactly. I know a lot.
A whole lot. I know.
Even if it is overripe.
Even if it's overripe.
I know what to do with it. I don't throw it away.
Yes. And so these are some of the things she will still tell us by the time she returns to the program.
Yes.
The next time on the economy show.
Yes, sir.
The economy today.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And do come again.
All right,
extend our regards to every member of the family.
Thank you,
and,
sir.
To your boy that just
celebrated, yes.
2 days ago.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for making the time to come.
I'm grateful, sir.
Yes. This is how we'll start rounding up the program today, and we'll say thank you for watching. I believe, as I always say, that your antenna, your business antenna, must have been tuned to the right sector, where you would have gained a whole lot more to enable you make better use of your time and your facility so that the economy will be better for you. That is the main aim. Here we have news, we have previews, we have reviews, we have interviews, and we have discussions like this, so as to make sure that all that has to do with lifting the economy will happen with you. Thank you. Do join us next time when we come again for the program. On behalf of everyone here, my people that have worked with me behind the scene, I am Okechukwu Onubogu, saying, God bless you.